Jacqueline's first meeting as the newly appointed Social Studies Department chair had been a disaster. Her optimistic side told her that, as chair, she could begin the process of bringing the 7-member department together to form a more cohesive unit. But of course, that need to bring the department together was also the source of her trepidation. She had very little experience working with colleagues, especially in the capacity of having to direct them to do anything. After 9 years as a faculty member at Harrison, she knew her social studies colleagues well. That is to say, she knew that they were an eclectic collection of individuals who could be difficult to work with. As a group, they claimed to be probably the best social studies department in the state. Over the years, she noted that her social studies colleagues were given to self-congratulatory remarks about how only their department maintained school rules and held students accountable. The student failure rate in the social studies department was the highest in the school. Her department colleagues saw this as a badge of honor. To them, it proved that they truly held their students to a high standard. Jacqueline held a different, albeit unspoken, opinion. Of the 7 department members, 2 were women, Jacqueline and Joyce, who had been with Harrison for 29 years. Of the 5 men in the department, one was the assistant coach for the varsity football team, another was the union president, and a third was a former high school assistant principal who had decided to return to the classroom after 2 unsuccessful years as an administrator. A 4th male department member ran struggling dry cleaning business after school, and the 5th, a man named Carl Dupree, was a former town mayor who still dabbled in local politics. But Jacqueline was convinced that the department had tremendous potential, and she was certain that she could help to realize it. With 9 years of teaching experience, she was the least senior member of the department. Though she was 32 years old, her social studies colleagues still considered her a kid, if they considered her at all. Over the years, Jacqueline had chose to fly under the radar with her department colleagues, opting to take notes during department meetings rather than make comments. To her building principal, she was a highly valued employee. Jacqueline had applied for the position without hesitation. She did not anticipate any competition for the job because her department colleagues over the years openly joked about it being thankless. She later learned that there had been one other internal applicant for the position, the most senior member of the department, Carl Dupree. Jacqueline described her first meeting as department chair to the principal. She explained that she had opened the meeting by distributing sign-up sheets for an array of new working groups: a scheduling committee, a curriculum alignment committee, a test analysis committee, a staff development committee, and a technology committee. "I wanted to begin a discussion on all these issues," said Jacqueline. The low passing rate, the fact that we don't use technology in our classrooms, our fragmented curriculum. These are critical issues for our department. Instead of beginning a discussion, I ended up listening to complaints about the kids, the parents, the community, and the Board of Education.